Welcome, everybody. I bought this, I don't know, last week, I think, to help with the energies in my house because I needed a really high pitched frequency. And it was so hard for the first few days to get the song bowl to play. It wouldn't play in the house for some reason. I guess it had a lot of negative energies inside of it. So it took a long time to learn how to get that song bowl to start playing, and because I'd have to just start dinging it to get it to start going. And now I barely touch it and it starts singing. So honestly, negative energy is that. It's just negative. Fucking Nancy's following everybody around. Okay, we got first house, we got Pluto, and Cancer. First house, that's self. All right. Pluto, Scorpion, energy, death, transformation, 69, Cancer, progression, Hermit Crab, moving forward. Might be going through some type of transformation, moving forward with your transformation, reintroducing yourself, reinventing yourself. You might change your hair, you might change your appearance, you might do something drastic to your appearance that you've wanted to do for a while. Shave your head. Oh my God. Shave your head, put a tattoo on your face. Fucking go from blonde to red, this is an extreme change. This is an extreme change. And you'll find when you do stuff like that, when you do extreme changes to yourself, that it's because there's a part of you that's waking up, that's a part of the death. There's a part of you that you now want to express. And sometimes that comes with, a giant tattoo on your face or something like that, because if you think about it back in the day, I'm talking real, native heritage roots. Okay. We tattooed back then with fucking bamboo sticks and fucking, they're still, tattooing with charcoal in the jungle. Okay. Making needles from, how do they make? I think the needles are made from bamboo. Pretty sure it's a hand tattoo, manual tattoos. And back in the day, we would have had our whole fucking bodies covered, with protection symbols and our family crests, what our village, right? Our village's marks that you would put on you, stuff like that. And then there are some traditions where at a certain age, you get your birthmark tattoo. It's always usually on your face, especially Aboriginals. They fucking, honestly, it's so awesome because their outlook on tattoos have always been very spiritual, right? And when the spirit is ready for the body to take on their landmark, their what would you call that? Their custom made, look. They go into the woods and they channel and they talk to their gods and their animal spirits, and they come back and they put their markings on them, and then they turn from a boy to a man, or a girl to a woman, or a woman to a mother, something like that. I don't know. This is a drastic change. This is a big change. I keep just looking at 69. I feel like this Cancerian energy is huge. Lightning. What up, everybody in the chat? I'm sorry, I tend to never look at the chat, so I don't know when there's anybody in there. Okay, lightning, sudden, that's what I'm saying, sudden change. That's the first fucking thing on the card, sudden change, upheaval, transformation. You know what? I might call this lightning card my new Scorpio card. It really has the shock of the Scorpio energy on it for sure. Epiphany. Like you're going to be like, this is going to, when we do things to our bodies, when we mark ourselves up, change ourselves, it's to identify ourselves. We do it for ourselves. People think, you know, when they say something about, like, you know, when they used to say about tattoos, like, oh, you're really going to regret that when you're 90. Who even says I'm going to make it to 90 for one? And if I make it to 90 years old with tattoos on myself, yo, that's badass. Okay, that's badass. My sister actually, she wants to, she's always wanted a head tattoo. So then when she was old, you know how old people, they have that, you know, their hair is like basically see-through. You can see their scalp. She wanted one so that you can see it when she is older on her head. But she has to shave her head. Like, she has to shave a part of her head to do that. And that would be a transformation. You know what I mean? Hammer, sabotage. Okay. So you might be wanting to do this change. Okay. And you've got this little voice in the back of your head that's telling you not to do it. And that's the sabotage voice. Your voice is subtle, yet invigorating. It wants you to hear the truth. It wants you to know what to do. It wants you to follow what you're hearing, follow your soul. Your soul is guiding you. And then you've got this little voice in the back of your head, usually fear. Okay. It's accompanied by somebody's voice that you know, okay, that most likely controlled you in some aspect of your life in some point, okay? And that's that little voice that's going to go, you are going to regret it when you're 90. What are you going to do in 10 years? All that shit is fear, okay? It's people around you shooting their own fear at you as if your decisions that you're making for your life, okay, tug on their triggers of fear somehow. Okay. And, you know, your parents will wash that shit onto you. They will put their fear onto you. There's love. Okay. They will put their fears onto you. It's not, it's sometimes they're rational fears, you know, look both ways when you cross the road. Okay. Don't go through red lights. Okay. Sometimes they're rational fears, you know, like you should be not scared, but cautious when you do certain things, okay? But if your parents didn't really do that, then you might have, I don't know, done things really quickly or something. Oh my gosh, when my sister got her chest piece done, she hid it. She was like 22 or something when she did it too, 22 or 23. She hid it from my parents for years. They never knew that she had a chest tattoo. Okay. Even the first tattoo I think she got on her leg when she was like 16 or something, she hid from my parents for years. They never saw. Okay. So you can hide things from people and they'll never see. Maybe that's the whole hermit. Ooh, maybe that's the hermit inside of you then. You hide things. You like to hide things. And I mean, no one's saying that you have to go out and blob to the world. Okay. These cards are the Island Time Tarot or Island Time Wellness Oracle. Okay. You know, the hermit inside you might make you very subconscious and more attuned to things going around you, and then you'll just stay quiet as you're watching the destruction of the world go down. You might just hide away, you know, where other people are going around telling everybody, hey, oh my God, Armageddon's gonna hit. You're like, I don't need to call anybody. Even if there is people to call, I'm just gonna go in my shell because I already fucking told you this was going to happen. Okay, yeah, you've got power. Okay, they're stabbed in the back with a snake. So you have had your fair trial, like I want to say like trial, but also your fair share, okay, trial and share of shocking attacks. Okay, so you need to look over your shoulder. You have somebody who's trying to fuck around with you. Okay, they could be trying to sabotage you at work. They could be trying to take something away from you. You've got, and like the fact that it says the other woman, I'm like, I don't like that, because women, they're spitey. They do things, again, behind your back. They act like they're your best friend in your face, and they turn around and they fucking sabotage you. They fucking, put the nail in the coffin. Okay, so you've got somebody on your ass right now that's trying to hurt you, okay, in some way. And that's why this new change is going to come, because if they are trying to get you fired, it's like, try to get me fired then. I'm looking for another job anyways. Maybe if you get me fired, it'll put the fire under my ass to go and find something else to do. Okay? Whatever they're going to do, it's not like, I don't even think it's a shock anymore. It's more like, okay, really? You think you're the first one that's done this to me? No, you're not. But you will and could be finally the last one. Okay? Because once you realize, like the more you get on top of who's trying to fuck with you, then the less they can kind of do it, because you're already ahead of them. Okay, so honestly, at this point in time, I just heard, trust nobody. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody you work with. Even if they ask you to go out for a beer, don't fucking trust them. They're trying to get information so then they can get you fired. And honestly, if you really don't care about the job, play along. But I don't really think you need to play along. I think that's the whole Pluto energy of this, is like fucking, you're already over it. You're done. You've played those games before. This isn't high school. Okay. You've grown up, and now, okay, this is what it is. So you have leveled up already in your life, but now the world has to level up with you. Okay. Because you're up here and your whole world is down here. And your world now, you're not going to go back down. So you need a new world, okay? Because you've already elevated. Like, honestly, the way that I see this, you could have done something in your mission recently that elevated you quick and you didn't even realize. That's the, now I'm getting, if you were, okay, this is the analogy. If you were in a building with say 100 floors, okay, you were always on the 4th floor, okay? It ain't bad, you ain't on the 1st floor, but you sure as fuck ain't on the 100th floor. You know what I mean? Whatever mission you did, now I'm getting goosebumps all over my body. You completed something, and now you're at, like, I heard 50. So now you're at floor 50. Okay, and you can't go back to the 4th floor. That's not how it works. You go up and up and up, and once you reach the top, that's it. You're on the top of the mountain. Okay, you're God, the way that most people will see you. Okay, even though you're not. But I'm saying, hypothetically speaking, if that's how we were judging this, then you would be on the top fucking of the pillar. Then yeah, you're fucking God. You control everything. Okay, so you're on like the 50th floor now. Okay, and that's where you're going to get this epiphany, like, okay, that's what happened. I got fired, or I had to leave, or I had to break up with somebody because I had already advanced, and this person is going to stay, or these people are still on that floor. They can't come with you. Okay, unfortunately, in this type of situation, I don't think anybody can come with you. This is advancement. So nobody comes with you. I mean, your loved ones, sure, but like, that's it. Those are the only people that are going to come with you. Nobody else is going to be there. Okay, so we have not enough with kisses and clock. So, okay, so right now, okay, or whatever this was, you were having some type of, I don't know, mission with fear and ego. Whether or not it was in you, right? Like, you don't want to quit your job, right? Out of fear that you won't find another job. But these people want you to get fired before you find the other job. Okay. That's their ego speaking to them. Okay. Like, If they don't want you there, they don't give a fuck about your future. Their ego says they're allowed to fire you, and that's what they're going to do. Okay? Out of fear that you're going to end up on that 100th floor and replace them. Okay. This not enough isn't you. It's them. They don't feel adequate enough. So they don't want you around because they feel like you're going to advance. You're going to make them look dumb. You're going to make them look like they, lack of confidence. Like your confidence is so fucking high that people want to kiss the ground you walk on because they want that type of confidence. Okay. The ones you're dealing with don't have that type of confidence, which is why you're moving on. You need to be around confident people now. Okay. Whatever this mission was before with the fear and the ego, your mission is done. You don't live in your ego anymore. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. You've always known that. Okay. You know that your ego is this tiny little person inside of you that thinks they're really big and hot shot. Okay. You shut that person down because you know that ego, that little voice is the thing that ruins most relationships, ruins you from getting anything. Okay. Because it's like, they would say that's like big dick syndrome. Just because a guy's got a big dick, he automatically thinks he gets the part or the girl, as if that's all that matters in any situation. Okay. And it's not. Okay. It's not. It's not about what you have. It's about your ability to use it. Okay. And it doesn't matter the size of things. Again, it's your ability to use it. Okay. Think about now I'm getting cars in this situation where somebody is so arrogant, like they're on the streets driving the biggest car, the biggest truck, fucking 4 feet off the ground, giant tires. And there you are. And like your little Ford Focus driving around, and you can get into places and you can do things that they can't because they think bigger is better. When really, no, not in every situation. Bigger is not better. Think of those. Oh my God. Now I'm thinking of like Kevin in The Office. I don't know if you ever watched The Office, but Kevin is this big, he's a big guy. And people always just, assume that he's strong. Hi, Danny. Right. So it's like, oh, well, Kevin can help. Oh, Kevin can help. What? Just because he's fat? Doesn't mean he's muscular. Well, because he's big, you think that he can help more than the person who's smaller? Like, let me tell you, in a lot of situations, my sister has to open up things for me all the time because of my arthritis is so bad in my hands that she opens up my drinks, like my pops, because I can't unscrew the thing. I don't have enough. It's not that I don't have the strength. I don't have enough grip in my hands anymore because of my arthritis. For years, I think, how long have I lived with her? Like maybe for like the last 5 years or something like that. I think we've lived together now as adults. And she cracks open cans for me. She fucking nails the bottom. And my fucking sister's like 115 pounds, man. But like, don't tell her that because she's got pipes on her and she doesn't work out. That's just inner strength. Okay. And the more because she was always smaller and she was always like this, skinny, high metabolism, she was always deemed as, well, she can't do it. She's weak. All right. She's string bean. Get string bean chicken legs out of here. You need somebody strong, somebody tough. And I'm like, no, you don't. My sister will kick your fucking ass. You think you need big and tough? No, you don't. You need light and limber, bitch. Okay. That's the thing. So somebody feels more adequate because of what they have, but what they don't realize is that that's not what adequately you need. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have anything to do with it. Like this could be a person in your life that's got a fucking house. They got cars, they got money, but you need love. What does cars, money, mansion, what does that got to do with anything? Okay, you need love. Where is this motherfucker? He's probably going to work fucking 100 hours a week if he's that rich, or he's sitting around on his ass fucking doing God knows what because he's rich. Okay, either way, it seems like whatever the positions you were put in, you were given something, okay, and it's not what you needed. It's not what you wanted. And you were like, I don't care how much you have. I need this. Well, you can go out and buy that. No, you can't. No, you can't. That's why people go out and buy puppies and try to have babies because you can't buy love. You can't just make it. So they think they can. And they think that they can put all their love into a baby. You don't even love yourself. How many Starbucks coffees have you had? How many packs of cigarettes do you smoke? How much gossip comes out of your mouth a day? But you think that you deserve love and the fact that you're just going to have a baby and try to create it? No, right? People are dumb. Dumb as fuck. Okay, dumb as fuck. So, and when money is the main theme of somebody's life, or stuff, how much stuff can you have? None of that stuff is anything that collective needs. So it's useless. It's useless. I was cleaning out under my sink today, I don't know why, in my bathroom. And I've been having a really hard time with deodorants for the last few years. I get this under my armpits. So I've been trying to figure out like what I can do about that. Like, how can I replace deodorant? Because like the natural deodorant doesn't work. Natural deodorant is awful. So I've been trying to figure out like how to, what to do with deodorant. So I've got like 7 sticks of deodorant under my sink, okay, that haven't been used, like used once, and then I got a reaction and never used it again. And I've got like sunscreen under there, bottles of shampoo I don't like. And something wanted me to throw it all out. Throw it out. You don't need it. And I'm like, you know how many people that live in my, my little ghetto Melrose place that would want that deodorant, and that would want that sunscreen, and that would want that shitty shampoo that I didn't like, but yet some arrogant asshole just wants me to throw it out because I don't need it anymore. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, people can use that. Like, it's still good stuff. Just because you can't use it or you don't like it doesn't mean like, oh man, like I said the other night, I brought my neighbor a chicken because I had ate what I could out of it, which wasn't very much at all. And he's got a big dog down there. And I was like, is this weird? Like, do you want this chicken? And he's like, yeah, he's like a fucking 70-year-old man, grabs the chicken. And I'm like, is that weird, Dave? And he's like, no. I got these ladies that make my submarine sandwiches. I don't eat very much. And this one time, like, I only get small subs. They made me this giant, large sub, and I was like, that's such a waste. Like, it's not that I want to waste. I don't want to, right? So, like, I had this other side of the sub that, like, I hadn't touched. And I walked down to see my neighbor in the house right beside me because like her husband went to jail and everything. So she's on her own. And I was like, do you want this sub? Like I got it. Like I didn't touch it, but they just made me a big one. And she's like, yep. So then I went and brought her poutine the other day because I can only usually eat one thing in a meal. So if a meal comes with a burger and fries, I'll only eat the burger. I can't eat both. So I was like, fuck it, make it a poutine. I'll give it to my neighbor. So I had a couple pieces of it and I was like, I can't eat this. I'm going to see if she wants it. I walked downstairs and I was like, is this weird? Like, do you want this poutine? Like, I can't eat it. And she's like, yep, grabs it from me. And I was like, people are starving. They're starving. Why are we throwing out things? Why are we, acting like, oh, we don't need this. We can give this away, or like, dropping them off at like some stupid, ridiculous antique store that's going to sell it for fucking way more than what it's worth. When like, I'll drop my clothes off and stuff at shelters for women, like battered shelters. And anything that I don't need anymore, like maybe that's what I'll do with the deodorants and stuff. I'll bring them to the shelters, like because the shelters won't get rid of them. They'll use them. Like some of these places that you think, well, you've got these pots and pans and stuff and you give them to like a Value Village. Why? So they can sell them for like $15 back to the public when you could drop them off at a shelter and they'll use them. You know how much shelters need? Okay. And I never had to stay in one, thank fucking God. But let me tell you, if I had to, I thank God for people like me. And you know who taught me this? I worked with this lady when I was 18 years old at like a women's fitness gym. And she was, oh my God, this lady, she would do so many things. Like she would, do the food at Christmas, right? And the food and the toys, and she'd drop it off at the women's battered shelter that was down the street from us that usually had about 7 women at a time. So it was quite a big shelter. And like usually they always had a child with them or something. And she would drop off all these toys and all this food and all this. And I was like, oh my God, it's called the Denise House and it's in Oshawa. And for 10 years after that, when I lived there, everything went to that shelter. I dropped everything off at that shelter. There wasn't a single thing that I would try to get rid of. I'd go, no, it's going to the shelter. No, it's going to the shelter. Because, I mean, how do you just go and drop it off somewhere at some fucked up place that's going to resell it? Resell it? I just gave it to you. What gives you the right to sell it, motherfucker? Give it to somebody. What do you mean sell it? Okay, so that's what this reading is about. Like, I don't know, think of the analogy of it. I'm not trying to say I'm I do not associate yourself with Mother Teresa. She is a demonic presence. Try to attach yourself with light beings if that's what you want to say. Try to be positive different things, because whatever this change is, whatever you're integrating to, you're on that level now where you drop your shit off at the shelter. You drop your things off to people who need it. You don't just get rid of it and go buy new shit because you want new shit. Okay. Sometimes things don't work. Well, then if you can't take it back, you might as well take it to somebody who's going to use it. That's where you're integrating yourself. Okay. Bottom level people, they don't know that shelters exist. Right? They're like, ew, shelter's gross. I live with my parents. I'm 24, blah, blah, blah. They paid for my education. Okay. We're dealing with so many entitled people. I talked to this man the other day whose family sent him over here for $120,000. Okay. So he could just be in Canada for 5 years and work. 127. What? To be in Canada? Are you fucked? Okay. The entitledness is crazy, especially in the foreign countries. Okay. Like their moms and their dads fucking flowing with money. They have no idea what it's like to be white, live in a crack house and have no fucking money, and have rats rolling around your house and roaches on your face at night. They don't know what that's like. Okay. So it's very hard to have a conversation with somebody whose mom and dad live in Dubai and they've had a red carpet under their feet since the day they were born. Okay. And now I'm not saying these people are bad in any way. Okay. Because the man that I did meet, okay, whose family paid all this money and blah, blah, blah to be here, one of the most respectful, honest gentlemen I've ever met in my life. So I'm not saying that because they have money, or entitlement doesn't always come with money. And my friend that I grew up with, she was so entitled. Our families both worked at GM. Her parents had no money. Her mom didn't even work. Okay. She was a stay-at-home mom. Okay. Trying to make curtains. Who buys curtains? Okay, that's what this lady did. Okay, so her mom had no money. And let me tell you, the entitlement on my friend to give her money all the time, for her mom to be spending money on her all the time, like I couldn't believe it, because I thought to myself, like, even my mom and her husband made more money than my friend, and my friend got whatever she wanted from her parents, and her parents were broke. Okay, so like the entitlement doesn't come. It's just, entitlement is a word, okay, that unfortunately hits people because their parents don't really want to be parents. They either want to be friends or frenemies. Okay, friends or foes, right? They either love or they hate. And when they love too much. And when they hate, it's a little too greasy. Okay, that, you know, the way that collective makes it out of those types of situations. Okay. Usually we stay hermit crabs because we don't know how to talk about it. We don't know how to surface it. We don't know how to love. We don't know what that means. We think, you know, hatred and fighting and cursing at everybody is love. You know, we think mom throwing something down and going, fuck you, I had to make this for you. You know, is her saying, hey, you know, I loved making this dinner for you. Okay. So like your next level, you get to go there because you didn't get caught up in being where you were, you know, like, cause you can make it out of places. Just because you're in a shitty place, it doesn't mean that you have to think shitty, be shitty, right? Be angry because the world didn't offer you something that you feel you're entitled to, right? Like the world gives us really hard events in our life that we have to get over. Okay. And whatever this event was that is now shaping you until the next, I mean, it seems like the next huge event. So it's almost like now I'm seeing like I don't know if you've seen Wolf Creek, but I mean, you don't have to see Wolf Creek to know what a crater looks like. Okay. Like some type of meteor or something that's hit the ground and then it's dissolved. It leaves a crater, right? Kind of looks like a pie shape. Okay. That's kind of how I feel, possibly is how you got out of this old level. Like you might have just started crawling the crust, you know, telepathically speaking kind of thing, like to get away from what these people were swimming around in. And once you started crawling up the crust, you realized, hey, there is, you know, I can just sit up here. I don't have to be down there. And then that might have elevated you because that got you to a place where you could see above where everybody is that's hurting, that live in fear and in the ego. So 30-20. Woo! take what resonates, like I said. All right, everybody, I hope you're doing fantastic out there on this beautiful Friday. Oh. Woo! Dragonfly stayed out after we put all this shit away. Adapt, change, yeah, that's what I mean. Collective's in for a huge change, and I don't know what this means. It could just be like a level up integration wise, like in your mind. It might not physically be anything to do with 3D. It's all spiritual. I don't know. I don't know how everything works. I'm just guessing you'll get those answers as you need them. Anyways, let us go to the next message. What's coming up next, collective? Let's see. Trap in reverse. You know, I like them cards in reverse sometimes. Somebody could be trying to hunt you. Fertility? Curse on the bottom. This is what I mean. You know, because what I'm noticing in this card is, see the buck to the right side of him there? That buck? Well, actually, I don't know if it's going to be the left side. I don't know. But there's a fucking buck. Big old goddamn deer right in the corner there. Okay, I'm looking at that deer. Okay, and then he's got a gun in his hand. Yeah, or she's got a gun. And this is some type of weird redneck fucking movie. Okay, I gotta watch it again. I think it's called Get Out? No. Let Me Out? Or no. Yeah, Get Out. I think it's called Get Out. Yeah, Let Me Out is a different movie. Get Out. And they go hunting or something fucked up like that. And he's like the only black guy. They bring the black guy to like this white redneck family house. Like, it's kind of fucked, okay? So, fertility in reverse with curse in reverse. I'm thinking you had somebody try to hunt you recently, or a group of people try to hunt you down, okay? Possibly for your fertility, for your genes. I don't know, maybe you had a company get in touch with you about fertilizing your eggs or something like that, or freezing your eggs or something like that. Don't fucking do it. Okay, the thing is that with freezing your eggs, just know that you're giving the medical clinic access to your eggs. And how do you not know that they're going to use them? Sure, you might sign a million contracts that say the hospital's not going to do shit with your fucking little eggs. But does it mean that they're actually telling you the truth? Probably niente. Obsession. Okay, so whatever this was, collective needs to know that animal on the bottom, that you just recently had somebody that was watching you that wanted to clone you, or I don't know, take your blood or something like that. Curse. I swear they want to use it for like witchcraft or something. Okay, I did see this thing the other day about a man, and he's a dog breeder, and he gets his semen for the dog online. It's like so gross. Does that sound so gross? And now I was like, I got this like fucking news article, like, I don't know, years ago or something. Pops up every now and then about a guy and a girl in like a juvenile detention center, and they got pregnant and they never met each other. He just like passed her his juice through the vents, and she got pregnant. Okay, now if you recently slept with somebody, you might not have seen it, but they might have been super fucking obsessed that like they knocked you up or something, and they didn't. And I think that this person could have been really, okay. If you slept with somebody, this person was convinced that you got pregnant, and if they found out that you did get pregnant, it's like they wanted to kill you or something. They wanted to hunt you down. So I don't know, maybe this person's been watching you or something to see like if your belly changes. The fuck? It's funny because The Curse is the Ring, the movie The Ring. But it's in reverse because The Ring kills everybody, right? But this is the opposite because no one's dying, obviously. You know, like it's creating life. Oh. What? Okay, now we got Lies in Reverse, It Follows, Celebration, Nosferatu, and Cujo. It's not successful. Like, I don't know if they think you're okay, there was this time back in the day where this guy was convinced I was pregnant. And I was like, no. And he's like, well, how would I know? And I'm like, I don't want children. And he was like, well, you need to prove it. And I was like, that I'm not pregnant? And I'm pretty sure I was like was on my cycle at the time. So I'm pretty sure I like took a picture of all the blood and was like, I don't know how else to prove it, but here you go. Maybe he wanted me to take like a pregnancy test now that I think about it. Maybe he wanted me. Well, you got a picture of blood. If you want, or like my tampon or something, I don't know what I did. I was like, here's your proof. Like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Now I'm getting him. Warrior. He's like covered in blood. Oh my God. Okay. So Nosferatu is a very, very, like, very obsessive, powerful kind of demon. Oh my gosh. I don't know if maybe somebody said you were pregnant and they like just lied to fuck with this person. I don't know. Like maybe you're there. That's the town. Like maybe you're dealing with some type of small town, little fucking redneck. Yeah. Fire. Honestly, these are rednecks too. Okay. I think you're dealing with a small town. Flight. Egg. Pregnant with all the alien babies? Come on. And love? With the deep. Jaws. Forbidden Candyman. Okay. Thing is somebody might be forbidden to even have kids. Okay. Their shit might not even work anymore. Okay. Which is, we would call that the irony of the whole video, is that this person is getting massive obsessed with somebody who can't even have kids, and they are saying to themselves they're secretly pregnant with my child, and this other person that they think is secretly pregnant, right, is going like, man, I'm infertile, like there is nothing I can do. Like maybe that's why it's fertility in reverse. I'm infertile. Maybe that's what it is. The person is infertile, but this other person is convinced they're pregnant. I just heard schizophrenic. Okay, so this person's schizophrenic. So they have their third ear open, but that's the thing is you got your third ear open, but you're receptive to listening to everything. If your third ear is open, you have to be, you got to really protect yourself so then you don't just hear chatter everywhere, right? You hear yourself. Put your fucking guards up, put your shield up so then you don't hear everybody else. You have to protect yourself. Because once people get into your head, thing is this is what I've always noticed. My stepmother is like some type of telepathic witch, but because she has such a very high ego, she doesn't ever want to be wrong about anything, and because of that fucks with her telepathy, because she gets the right message instantly. I've seen her get the right message, but then if she doesn't say it right away, if she starts to think about it, the thinking about it manipulates it, okay, because she is schizophrenic. So she's sick, illness. She can hear other things and she doesn't know, and those other things make her sick. They get into her. Right? And then when she receives the telepathic communication, the sickness fucks with that. And it's like the twisted telephone game. It hears the message, and then by the time it comes out of her mouth, it mutates. And she says the worst thing possible. And then this thing in her head, because she's so sick, will be like, yes, that's it. You said it. You did it. But the voice that originally spoke to her in the beginning, that soft, caring voice, is her soul. But whatever she gets twisted up in, which I feel like is a Nosferatu kind of energy, some type of old-ass energy that's planted inside of her, okay, has some type of obsession with her that can twist her words in her head. Okay, she needs to say everything out loud, but she doesn't. She keeps it inside, and then she refilters it with this demon and says something else. So the weird, fucked up part of this is that I feel like whoever this person is that thinks they knocked you up or secretly wanted to knock you up, okay, because this obsession with you, okay, I feel like they're the ones that are trapped. I feel like they secretly wanted to trap you. Like, there's a possibility that this person is actually following you around. Like, following you around in your car. You could live in the woods. That's even worse. They're in the fucking woods around your house, watching you. They're f***ing around. They've got a whole group of people against you. And then there's this whole other side that they say loves you. But these people don't know about that side. They only know that this person wants to kick your ass because they think you're secretly pregnant. But what these whole group of rednecks don't know is that secretly Frankenstein wants you pregnant. Oh my God. Like, I feel like they've got it bad for you. Like, obsession bad. Like, they've got deep. This person might even be a cutter. They might cut themselves. Like, on Fear. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie back in the day with Mark Wahlberg, but he's convinced, he's so in love with Nicole, Reese Witherspoon, that he actually carves her name into his chest and then rubs ink all over it like a tattoo. Help me. Oh my God. Captain Howdy actually carves help me. Well, it would be Reagan, writing it in Reagan, but he fucking cuts her up. He lashes her up. He oh. Like, I'm still jaw dropped. I can hear, be careful what you wish for. Oh my God. All right, moving on. 4753. Holy fuck. All my fish are watching me right now. It's creepy. We're only missing one out of like the fucking 4 that are sitting there. That's creepy. It's so funny. Wow. I don't know about that reading. Like I always say, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Wow. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting. I have a blank tarot deck that I need to design. I haven't done it yet. It's just sitting there. Whoops-a-daisies. I decided to redo the bat on my hand today. I re-tattooed that bad boy. It's a little swollen. It's actually kind of a lot swollen, to be honest. Wow. To do. But the bat is redone. I was very excited with myself. I used 3 different needles. I shaded it. It took me I worked on it for a while, like half an hour, 45 minutes. Oh, my bat. I have to redo a lot of tattoos. So that's what I'm going to do over the next few days. Redo all my tattoos. Woo-hoo! I love doing that. I don't know why. Okay, let's do the magical box of fun. Let's see what the magical box of fun has to say. I'm hearing this song now. It's called Lucky You by a band called 10 Years. It's been playing in my head for the last couple days. Beware. Lucky you. I don't know, you could be getting a warning. Maybe this is a warning. 4 of Swords, upside down. You hit points. Okay. Your hit points. Sorry, it's hard for me to see if I look like an idiot right now because it's like really bright. Okay. Your hit points are just about as low as they can get, and you're about to incur some critical damage. If you don't stop to heal. Your responsibilities, priorities, and commitments can wait, but you must communicate and advocate for your needs. Don't let burnout take you down. You have too much to offer. Fuck. Do you have to be so bright? There you go. Oh. I have like such sensitive eyes. Holy fuck. Okay, now I can see. Higher perception. This is where you learn that you have angels and they are watching over you with their compassionate eyes. Higher perception comes to you when it is time to hold a pure intention for someone else. You are great at doing this for yourself, and you have incorporated the lesson of a previous card, unconditional love. Okay, so you've conquered unconditional love. So you're elevating to higher perception. You are being called to help somebody else with their vision. When held and shared, intention can be multiplied by 3, which gives more momentum to the magnetism. Remember, though, not everyone will hold the intention for you. So be discerning when you are being called to share. And it's funny, the card before that tells you not to help somebody. Well, riddle me that. Okay, don't help somebody, but help somebody. All right, let's see if the next card gives us anywhere we can go next. Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a medieval executioner who cuts men's head off. Oh, he's an executioner. Okay, so this is the story of a man who, it's pretty cool. Okay, it's a movie. It's called Deagle. It doesn't say what year it is, so good luck. But it's about an executioner who stays a week with each one of his victims, okay, prior to their execution date. Okay, he'll sit and hang out with them for a few weeks or months, it says, okay, because he wants to get to know everything that they, all the information they've acquired. Okay, so if they're carpenters, he wants to know everything about carpentry. If they're mothers or daughters, he wants to know everything about sewing, cooking, everything that person knows, he wants to know. Okay, so he's an executioner that is half executioner, almost like half student. Because he's not the master, he's not the Hierophant, because he's learning. He's almost like the fool in every quest, except there's a reason for him to be there. Okay, so he utilizes that time, because if that person's going to die, that means that everything they know is also going to die with them. Okay, so he wants to gain that wisdom, right? And then he can tell people about it, and he can, experience what that person gave to him with other people. Okay, so, oh my God. Okay, so moral of the story, I feel like you might be brought into a situation and then asked to leave very quickly. The reason is because you were never supposed to stay, okay, but you needed to show up. So then people got to know something. Every single person, like I don't know if you're going to go to a party and leave really quick. Okay. I don't know if you're going to go on a date. Okay. And that date, you go and meet all of his friends. Okay. And you fucking leave quick. That you have to go and meet somebody, because you're going to cross paths with somebody that's having a problem on their path. Okay, so because you have to be there, but there's no way that you can not take the invitation. You have to go. So you might as well work while you're there Okay, so you're like, well, fuck it. I have to go anyways. I might as well help somebody while I'm there. So you go to the party, or you might be invited to a party as like the help, the bartenders, the servers, the fucking banquet runner or something, right? And it's all because you have to cross paths with somebody else. It's not to help them. You're not going out of your way to do anything. It's not like you're a tow truck, like they're expecting you to become a tow truck driver because you have a truck. No, it's you're going to show them how to tow their truck because you don't have yours with you. Something because you can't do it. Right? It's like, do you give a man a fish or do you teach a man how to fish? This is an instance where you're going to teach somebody how to fish because you're already at the lake and you might as well show somebody while you're there and then you leave. Oh, wow. Okay. This is kind of exciting. I mean, it kind of sucks for a collective because it seems like you have to go out of your way to do something that is pointless for you, but it's not pointless to somebody else. And that's why it's like, it might not be, you might not get anything out of it because they're not meant to give anything back to you. This might be an instance where it's karmic and it's taken you thousands of years and this person has helped you in every lifetime. And now at the bottom of the barrel, you have to help them, but it's not helping. It's just teaching them something that you already know while you're already there doing it. Okay, like if a plumber comes to your house to fix something and you sit there and watch him, right? And it's like, he kind of tells you a couple things like, well, if this happens again, instead of calling me and losing $5,000, you can fix it yourself. It's like, oh, okay, well, now I don't have to waste your time and you here anyway, so you might as well show me how to how to fix this so that I don't have to waste my money again. Ooh, okay, you might even lose money. Okay, you might lose money. Athame revealed, which would be the Ace of Swords. Okay, you might lose money, but the athame is used in rituals as a purpose of casting a circle, cutting ties, directing energy, or cut and reseal a door in a ritual circle. It's one of the 4 elemental magical tools used in traditional witchcraft. It represents the element of fire and is the masculine principle invoking the act of procreation in conjunction with the chalice. So basically what I'm getting out of that is you might want to set your intention before you leave your house to protect yourself. Okay? You can do this with an athame, obviously, which is why it's telling you. You can also do this with a song bowl. You can do this with Reiki light, okay? But I think the whole moral of the story is you might be coming to a place of your mission where you now need to just show other people things that you think is kind of pointless. But also, I do kind of feel like it's okay, like you're like, honestly, I'd rather be talking to somebody and teaching them than just sitting here by myself. Okay, so it's almost like I feel good about you doing this, like that's why it's like protect yourself, okay, because with the whole athame revealed, it also is honestly, the way that I saw it, the Ace of Swords, you have some type of truth, which is wrapped in with their lesson, with their mission or their vision that they're having problems with. They might not be addressing a truth. They might not know that something exists. They might have the same reoccurring dream every night, and you're sitting there teaching them how to do something that they already, that you already know, and you go, hey man, I had this dream last night that I was sitting with somebody and, but we were playing cards and I think it's you and I was supposed to show you how to fish, and they were like, the night before was the first time they ever saw a dream. It's something like that. It might seem so trivial in the moment, right? Because you're just saying it because it's just, well, I always have dreams and I always see people and they're like, I've never seen a dream or a person until last night and I've never heard anybody say it until this moment. Like, what the fuck? You might just blow somebody's mind. Blow it out of the water. I just heard, like, blow it out of the water, okay? There's the Chariot. I don't know if you're about, I'm getting a boat. I don't know, a boat. That's my daughter in the water. I don't know. Something to do with a boat. Okay, here is the Chariot. Mornings may be coffee and contemplation, but Hopper's chariot is about to jump into action. When the sweet ride rolls in, you are told to chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. Oh my God, I can make this happen because I have a light right here. Chase your dreams. Right there. It's going to be backwards for you guys. It looks like Brems. Oh my motherfucking, okay, like, spirit is coming through loud and clear. Okay, people, loud and clear. There's the devil. Okay, so I think this person is getting taunted by the devil. They might have saw the devil. They might be trying to get away from the devil, which means they could be trying to get away from vices, from grips, from addictions, from things that they know they don't want anymore, need anymore, things that hurt them, things that they're wrapping their life around and they're losing their life because of it. It could be like a frame of mind. It could be something that they say to themselves every day that keeps them away from their mission. They don't want to stay away from their mission anymore, I feel like. So that's why you've stepped in to help them, because whatever is in this dream that they just saw, you're going to help diagnose it for them. And they don't even know. They don't even know you're coming. The labyrinth. Like this person is in a maze. That's why you're going to help them. And you're like, you might even say, I was in a maze in my dreams last night and I ended up to you. And you know, what's funny is when I was driving here, I got lost and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, there's twins. So this person is, I believe, a distant relative of yours. Okay, they're not your relative in this life, but they were. There's the tower. Okay, and their back is against the wall on something right now. Okay, and they don't know what to do, and that's why they're going to come across your path. You know, I watched this movie a while ago, and this man was on his way to kill himself. He didn't have anything left to live, and he runs into this woman who's basically on her way to kill herself because she doesn't have anything left to live anymore. And that's not how the story ends. Let me tell you, they don't end jumping off a bridge. Okay. And the way it ends, it's not even about the two of them being together, because they separate. It's about two of them coming together to make both of their lives better. It's a higher perception. It's a different perception. Wow. Trickery. Okay. And now with the tower, you know, that's the labyrinth right there. That's a labyrinth card from the deck. The tower is where the Goblin King keeps Toby. Okay. So this person might be trapped with the devil, you know, up in the tower. Okay. And they need to get away from the devil, but they don't want to go through the maze to get home. And there's dinner. You might even sit and have dinner with this person. Again, with the fish, I don't know. But you might, I don't know, this might turn into some type of very weird friendship. Or it is just a passing by. Upside down King of Swords. This is what I mean. Okay, this person can't see where they're going. This person, the whole point of the King of Dice in this deck is he's got his eyes closed, because the thing that's happening. Okay, so actually, this is a really good analogy, because these are the cards from Stranger Things, that series. Okay, and once you get, I think this is season 4 or season 3 or season 4, but there's this thing that we can call the devil, sure, okay, and the way that it gets inside of you is basically through weakness. So you have to go to a memory. You have to go to a memory that keeps you in your body, keeps you here. So then you don't go and leave with the devil. Okay, so whoever this person is, it's a twin also. In another way, it could be a twin because you're going to meet up with somebody who's been through something that you, again, just went through. Okay, you could have went through the same fucking thing. It's always going to be a little bit different, but if this person was suicidal, you were suicidal. Okay, if they cut themselves, you cut yourself. Okay, if they beat themselves or hurt other people, you beat yourselves, hurt other people. You went through the same things that they went through. Okay, so that's why they're in this labyrinth, but you know, I've already been in the labyrinth. I know I've gotten out. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a couple more from the box because all of a sudden I was like, there's no more little bits of pieces left. So let's do this. Oh, one more. Okay, two more, three more. Any of that? Sure. Okay, I pulled five more. Oh, God. Every time I try to move something in my room, I knock so many things. Okay. Next card. Loyalty. You have chosen the symbol of loyalty, and this means you are being called to stand up for who and what you believe in. This is what that person needs to see. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, maybe they don't know how to stand up for themselves. Maybe they don't know how to have a voice. Maybe they don't know how to, maybe this person, okay, honestly, there was this one time I yelled at this man in front of this girl, and she looked at me afterwards and was like, that was awesome. And she's like 20 years younger than me. And I looked at her and I was like, fuck, like I totally forgot anybody was around. Right? I wouldn't have done that. But obviously I had to yell at this man for this woman to hear me, for this girl to hear me. And it was like, I feel like I taught her something. I feel like, this man, every day I got to work. Okay, it was weird because in the beginning he was fine. Like I don't know if you can tell, but like I scream. I don't need a microphone. This is just my voice. And it's because I have a massive hearing problem in my left ear. I don't hear really in my left ear at all. And I've been subject of abuse. Okay, so I use my voice. I've always used my voice. That's how I tried to show people that something was wrong, right? I would scream, I'd vocalize, even though nobody would pay attention to me. So I'm always going to talk loud. Okay. I'm always going to talk loud. Fucking raise your voice. I'm not that I can talk like this. And, I've got confidence also how I speak is my confidence as well. Okay. So I'm like, whoa, like I'm like fucking, I can use my pipes. I don't know where I was going with using my pipes all the time. Oh yeah. And this man, he was fine with it. Okay. But then the restaurant didn't do as well as what he thought. And he was really fucking lazy and really fat and really rich and really entitled and didn't think that he had to do anything for a restaurant, didn't think he had to do anything. He thought that it was word of mouth and people are just going to go running for his product and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're not advertising anything. You're not even trying. Like, do you know this generation? They're not going to fucking be anywhere near us if you don't have a fucking Facebook page and a social page and something. I mean, you need something. And, so I don't know, it was months into the employment and numbers were getting bad and he started picking on my voice. That was the only thing he could do. He was so demasculated himself. And, clearly he was very inadequate. Okay. His wife also very fat, very obese. They aren't doing anything in the bedroom. She yells at him. She's the one that has all the money. It's her family's money, not his. So, I mean, he's very inadequate. Okay. He's probably impotent. He was a drunk. He sits around and he was drinking with the cooks and stuff, thinking he was cool. I was like, dude, go home. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Okay. People who hang around with bars, they need people around. Okay. And, so I came into work one day and he goes to me, we're going to be quiet today. I was like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, we're going to be quiet today, Whitney. We're going to use our indoor voice. I just walked into work, okay? I fucking dropped my purse and I go, there's a fucking door right there. You got a problem with the way that I speak? I'm out. And he just stood there. And I go, this is my voice. I'm like, I've told you this is my voice. I told you this is not some front. I'm not just speaking loudly because I want to annoy you today. Surprisingly, okay, I don't just talk like this all of a sudden when I'm not around and then like this when you're around. Like, are you fucking daft? Are you dumb? Are you like, you really think the world consists of a bunch of people that are just trying to piss you off? And anyways, this chick thought it was the best thing that she ever saw in her life. Okay. And I mean, it was just a normal day for Whitney, you know, of people having a problem with something that I'm doing or how loud I am or, you know, my boobs are too big for you today. Whatever the fuck it is that makes these fucking bitches ovulate, I'm over it. Because let me tell you, I was ovulating last week and I was fine. Take a fucking Midol. Take a PMS pill. Holy fuck. This person's getting fucked with. Okay? And that's why they need your help. Okay? They need your help. Like they I don't know, maybe they just opened up their third ear and now they're starting to hear everybody and they don't know what to do about it. I don't know, but they're getting fucked with. That's the trickery. They're getting fucked with. Okay, and maybe they are on the fucking break. Maybe they don't think they can handle it anymore. Maybe they think the whole fucking world's against them because now suddenly, again, they found their voice. They, you know, and like it's the best thing that ever could have happened to them because they changed. They changed something. But now, what happens after you change? And that's the thing. Like I went through a lot of changes. In my 20s, like really actually in my 30s, like a lot of healing changes. And I'm glad I didn't have friends. I'm glad that I didn't have my family around to make fun of me or, oh, that's weird. Or now you're doing this or, you know, like all of a sudden I grew another arm on me or a third eye on me that everybody could see, you know, like I wanted to integrate the changes inside of me without anybody going, well, that's weird. Well, that's odd. Well, you've never done that before. Well, so I fucking can't. So I can't be different, right? I can't show signs of differentiality from anybody that I've ever been in my past, right? Oh, now I'm getting all itchy. Oh, now I'm itching my tattoo that says she won. I can't show you because it's like fucking way back there, but this bad boy right back here, it says she won, which means you're going to win this. There's Kelly. Oh, Kelly. It's Carrie. There's old Kelly, okay, with that celebration. Practice self-care, avoid overextending yourself. And that's the thing. When this person comes, if this resonates, okay, like, and we honestly, surprisingly, we pass a lot of people by each day and we don't even know what we do for them. Okay. So, you know, this might be a little bit larger than this might be a little bit larger of a project than what you're used to. Okay. But just recognize that you will be practicing self-care, which is why you won't overextend yourself. There is no reason to overextend yourself, although I feel like you could overextend yourself. And I'm not going to lie. It's not like it's going to say no. Okay. So know that they do need a lot of help, but they're willing to do the work themselves. If you offer them to, you know, if you offer to do the work, then don't be surprised if they take you up on that. But Spirit is saying you don't need to do that. They know how to work for themselves. Okay. Forbidden. As your goddess, I am sending you this warning. You are about to enter into a situation that will not be easy and could cause you or others pain. Spirit, you take the words right out of my mouth. Okay, so there you go. There, you're being cautioned. Okay, that this is a hard task. Okay, stay on topic, stay on your game, stay protected, stay in that light, and you really shouldn't have a problem. But if you go unprepared, you gonna get your ass fucking beat. Okay, 9 of Swords. This is what it is. The man who awakens from a nightmare to find himself tied to a bed with 9 swords hanging over him. He cannot move from the bed without making one of the swords fall. This is the thing. You don't want to get into a position where, okay, for instance, my sister knew this woman back in the day who was a serious fucking crazy ass fucking person. Okay, like she made up stories. She tried to have this man arrested for beating her when she staged the scene. He didn't do anything. She was very dangerous, very narcissistic, sociopath, fucking, you know, crazy. Okay, and I don't know, about 10 years after my sister, you know, stopped hanging out with her or whatever, she was now married and living with her husband. And this chick, I'm pretty sure this was when we had Facebook. She found my sister and messaged my sister and was like, I'm in the program, you know, the 10-step program or whatever. And she was on the part where you have to call people up and say that you're sorry for everything you did. So she was on that part of her journey. And so she had called my sister to, like, you know, apologize for everything. And her husband, you know, he was like, okay, well, I mean, you know, if you want to, you know, go somewhere and meet up with her and, you know, have her say whatever you want. He's like, but don't fucking bring her to this house. And that's the thing. She had a lot of problems with doing shit at people's houses and, like, causing a scene, staging a scene, and calling the cops and shit like that. He's like, I don't want that fucking psycho in my house. And then once she finds out where we live and she does this shit to you again. And then my sister was like, fuck, like she could easily fall back into all those patterns. And she didn't even like the chick to begin with. So she was like, well, why the fuck am I going to listen to her apologize? I don't care about her apology. She didn't want to be friends with her again. So she didn't care. She walked away. Okay, so this could be a situation like that too. This could be somebody from your past that you know, they want to hook back up with you again. They want to apologize to you again. And it's one of those things, like, you might not want to waste your time. You know, you might not. If you feel like, you know, they're going to show you something different and there's something that, you know, you guys can teach each other from what you've learned, awesome. But if there isn't, then again, the universe is like, don't fucking hyperextend yourself or overextend yourself, okay, for something, because don't do it out of loyalty. Be loyal to yourself. That's where you're being asked to be loyal to the most, okay? You have to respect your mission and the things that we need to do for our mission, which is help other people, which is what part of mission is. But also at the same time, no one's asking you to get hurt. They don't want you to get hurt. I mean, if this is hypothetically speaking of you trying to teach a man to fish, you know, if it comes down to, you know, the sun is coming down and that's when you go home and that's what's safe for you and they want you to stay there and keep teaching them, fucking leave. Drive away and get the fuck out of there. Because there are some people, if they carry a little bit of, like, the, you know, demon energy with them, they might take, you know, a good person like you who's going out of their way to do something nice and totally fuck with you because they see that you're being nice with them with this situation. Then, you know, well, why don't you give me some food? Why don't you, you know, I'd love to see where you lived. And then they never leave. Like, what's that movie? That movie is called The Gift. I remember that kind of being a movie. And yeah, they meet up with this, I don't know, they, like, this couple, they go back to their hometown, and this guy runs into somebody that he used to work with or somebody he went to school with, and then he goes, oh yeah, we'll come by the house and blah, 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 gives them the address, and then the guy fucking stalks them. Psycho. It's not always, you know, the young hot chick that gets stalked by the dude. I mean, sometimes it's married people, sometimes it's people, you know, it's everyday average Joes that get stalked by very lonely people. Okay, so be careful. What are we at? 118.34. I like it. Thank you for watching. Okay, obviously the universe, you know, there's a lot of, like, upgrades, okay, happening. So, you know, do your mission to the best of your abilities. Do what you feel you're being guided to do, and leave it at that. Go for lunch. Turn the phone off. You know, try not to hurt yourself, because I don't feel like Collective is in the greatest position to be helping anybody, but because they have the time, they're just going to do it, which is what Collective does because they're really good people. Okay. But doesn't mean that you're not, you know, lined up for a do back yourself. So just remember that. Okay. Like, the more you help, the more you get help, but don't help if you're going to hurt yourself. Don't go helping somebody, you know, move their shit up and down the stairs when you just, like, hurt your sciatic, you know, like, they can get a dolly. They're fine. Okay. So I hope it resonated. Personal readings, Whitney Moonshine at gmail.com, obviously. And yeah, that's the energy for today. Thank you for watching. And I am going to continue with my day. Whitney, why am I yawning? Anyways, Peace out. Thanks for being here, Danny, as per usual. Like I said, I hope it resonated. And yeah, I'll be back with another reading. I don't know when, but I'll be back when I'm back. And peace out, everybody. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. That's it. That's all I got to say. Rock out with your cock out. Peace out.